Hi, welcome back to Event Ready Podcast, where we talk about our roller coaster ride of being a live event artist.
If you're a painter, calligrapher, or illustrator, this podcast is for you because we're about to uncover the secrets, the stories, and the struggles of the industry.
And we're your hosts. I'm Telisa.
And I'm Isabel.
Okay. Last week we had a very candid conversation with Erin about subcontracting, and we actually got a really a lots of good feedback from the listeners. And more tea was spilled after that episode
The,
aired.
the DMs was
My God, on fire, on fire. And
Oh.
and honestly, I think that's amazing because we were kind of not scared, but nervous about
A little
the
anxious. It's okay.
yeah, right, because it was well, I guess to some people it's a surprise that it could be controversial topic. But I had a lot of people actually DMing us that this is actually a very there's a someone say it's collective grievances that was shared to us. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people agree that they don't like these unfair practices, and they're happy that we talked about this because no one was talking about it. Right. So
Yeah, and
mhm.
it's like, we trust each other when, you know, two artists share private information with one another, and even
Mhm.
then you're a little bit scared to
Mhm.
share your own thoughts and feelings about a topic, and then let alone trying to share with a group or have an open discussion. And I think a lot of us feel unrest and uneasy about bringing up stuff that we might disagree with or
Yeah.
disagree on.
Mhm.
Um, so opening the door to this discussion, I feel, was very positive. And
Yeah.
in maybe multiple little communities of where artists have a little bit more trust to share it with their inner circle, but then
Mhm.
sparking these little mini conversations in multiple groups, I think was probably very healthy.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think we just all need to talk to each other based on the feedback that we got. Like we need to talk to each other because when we talk to each other, we empower each other. We feel validated. Like we feel like, wait, feels wrong. Like, are you feeling this wrong too? Like, do you see that this is
Hmm.
wrong? So like, let's collectively not do this. And moving
Yeah.
forward, we are more fair. So it's just and I'm glad that we have this conversation now. It's open, it's out there. We do feel that it's
And
wrong.
And once you put it out to the world, you feel more accountable to it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That if you say, "Well, I don't think that's unfair. I don't think that's fair," and I don't feel like I should do that to somebody else or something like that. And once you've said that, and when the scenario comes to you, you feel more engaged and more empowered to have that decision. Like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I did think about this last time. I feel like I'm more clear about what I'm gonna do, and that helps your decision making when otherwise you might have been like, oh, second guessing, doubting, and wondering if you should bring it up with somebody. Hey, what do you feel about this? What should I do? it,
Yeah.
it's it's harder in the moment to make that call.
Yeah.
So
It
having the
really
conversation before the scenario is very helpful.
is. Definitely very helpful. So we're happy that everyone was happy about the episode. I'm sure not
Yeah,
everybody,
thank
but
you.
but thank you everyone
Hmm.
for sharing your
Yeah.
feedback, sharing your experiences, sharing your stories, and yeah. Just wanted to
Yeah.
start with that. Just on a little bit of review.
Yeah. just to remind everyone that this is all for good discussion with your groups. So we're hoping that we can continue to encourage that.
Mhm. Exactly. Now, let's dive into our next topic we're gonna talk about. So we're gonna talk about love language of
Love
clients.
language.
Love languages.
It's gonna be
um,
feel good.
it is a feel good episode, and I'm pretty sure this all is gonna be very relatable to you.
Mhm.
So if you're not familiar what love language is, Isabel, do you want to explain to people what love languages is?
Oh my gosh, I am no relationship expert, but I wanted to bring up so I actually don't know where the concept came from. Somebody wrote a book on it, right?
There's a
I
book
think that's
about it.
where.
My brother actually gave me
Yeah.
that book. He just got married. So
Really? Oh, that's cute.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's all about like, how we love each other and how we like to receive love, right?
Mhm.
Um, and some of the main categories, which I thought really applied to our topic today, is words of affirmation, acts of
Mhm.
service, and receiving gifts.
Mhm.
The other two, I feel, don't really apply.
Doesn't
One
apply.
is one is quality time and one is physical touch. I don't think we
Yeah.
have that with our clients. So,
No. We have
I mean,
boundaries.
maybe quality time,
Maybe
sometimes we
call it.
have,
Yeah.
yeah, like long coffee meetings, maybe where you really get to know each other. But I feel like that's very rare.
Yeah, it's very rare. One if you have like a very like a long relationship, then maybe, but it's very rare. But we're just
Yeah.
gonna cover the three love languages. So basically, like
Yeah.
talking about green flags.
Green flags when clients, do something or say something and it's like, wow, yeah, we could have a good relationship going forward. It's a signal. And I
Mhm.
feel like over time we've come across a lot of these, and in our conversations with other artists over the years, we've shared so many of these stories like, oh my god, you know what they did this and that, they said that, and then we share these stories all the
Yeah.
time in the chats
In the chat.
where we feel so like valued
Appreciate it. Yeah.
as artists, not just like,
Mhm.
oh, I'm just a one-time vendor, nobody cares about me, it's just one day, it's just 2 hours, and then goodbye forever. But
Yeah.
but sometimes these actions and words really make us feel valued, and we just want
Yeah.
to share some of these stories, collective stories.
Hmm. Do you want to start?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to start with the one that is, I feel like, a really good example of acts of service.
Oh.
It is really good hospitality. I know this happens to everyone because once in a while we go to a store or we show up at an event, and there's already like a bottled water at your desk. Sometimes there's signage done. Sometimes there's a bouquet of flowers. Like your station is set up. I feel like this is one of the biggest, like, client love language act of
Oh yeah.
service. You just show up and you're like, oh, they know I'm coming and they set up for me. It's so sweet. It's so
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I think that's when you honestly feel so valued, like, oh, they love my present.
Yeah. And you just picture like, oh, half an hour earlier they were setting this up for your arrival,
The
and
whole
not
time.
just scrambling as soon as you show up and they're like, oh my god, you're here, I gotta get this, I gotta do that.
It's like, wait,
I don't know
you
where
need
you're
it,
sitting yet.
right? Or like, wait, you need a table? Obviously.
Oh, I guess you'll need a chair, right? Hmm.
Mm. Unfortunately, that happened a lot more often than the nice
Yeah, yeah. But
way.
it does happen enough
Yeah.
that I feel like it's not rare, at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so nice. It's so
Yeah.
nice to arrive and they're expecting you and they've set up for you. And they also ask you like, "Oh, can I get you a coffee? I can, we have a
Mhm.
coffee station in the back, like I can make you one, no problem." Um, and then bonus points if they're like cream or sugar. Yes, yes, I would. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. Mm,
It's so sweet.
it's sweet. Sure.
Yeah, but I wanna mention also even like a extension of that is signage.
And with your
Having
name and everything.
uh, mm, yeah, you gotta clap for that.
Yes.
That is so rare when you show up with signage that's made just for you. I feel like I could cry every time that happens.
It's like you guys made it specifically for me. And then there's like sometimes there's like your picture is there or like your work. And it's like
So
all over the building. It's like, oh my God. Thank
sorry, all over the building.
I've had that happen. All over the mall, actually. My face.
That's so what? Are you a celebrity? Oh my god.
I felt like once
Oh,
of
oh my
course, I
god.
had to be cringe and took a picture next to it.
I mean, yeah. Oh, and while Michelle's not here, I mean, she would say the same because her one of her main repeated clients they do that, right? They
Yeah,
have like
we do.
signage with her photo and
Yeah,
name. Ah,
they love her
just
so much. Yeah. Uh-huh.
that's the best.
That's the best. I love it.
Okay, your turn.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I love wearing red lipsticks.
Ah,
I just like to have that red lip classic thing, you know.
classic thing. Yeah.
That you like. So one of my clients actually noticed that I always have red lipstick. It's like all over my my branding pictures and like, you know, my email pictures and everything. So it's like she loves her red lipsticks. And this client is a beauty company. So
Mm.
I was asked to do it was like an in studio project. But also this is like another client who are also like in the beauty market. I like they know that how much I love red lipsticks that the gifts that I get, the lipsticks that I get is always red. And it's always like the red orange, which is like what I like, that suits my skin tone. I'm like, this love language, it's a what is it? It's a gift one.
This is a
It's a
gift. Yeah,
giving
this
gift.
is
Yeah.
receiving and giving
This-
gifts.
yeah. And I love that so much. Now I have like a lot of red lipsticks.
This is a lesson also with relationships. If they want to, they will.
Yeah.
They would. Paying enough attention to know that you wear red. Oh my god.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I guess it became like part of my branding now because I always wear red lipsticks in every single events that I go to.
Yeah, I can confirm it is in fact a part of your branding. Yes.
It becomes the thing.
That's how I remember you. Yeah.
I'm wearing like
For
orange,
sure.
but like, you know, when I'm working, it's like because you're wearing all black. I feel like I need something to like bold to not make me look like I'm going to a funeral, you know?
A pop of color. Sorry,
You
I
know,
made that I made that face because I'm so not a red lip person. I'm like, what are you saying about me?
no, it's just
But no, you're right.
no, because
It
like I
does.
also have like my black hijab and everything. So
Yes,
it's like
that's true.
black head to toe, like
Black really head to toe.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I need it.
You also do that with jewelry, so
Yes, yes.
you're very statementy.
Mhm.
This is part of your brand.
It is.
Can confirm. Oh, if I'm gonna piggyback off of
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
I have a good gift one too because I thought it was so sweet. And honestly, this company didn't even become a client yet. But they had reached out. We had a phone call. It went really well, and this person was, you know, like semi high up on the hiring chain, and the whole concept just got scrapped after we both thought it was gonna go through. Um, and she sent me a really nice email saying, "I'm really sorry that this didn't work out, but I really appreciate the time that you took and gave me so many good ideas and um, you know, kind of educating me about the topic and what you do and what the event could have been like." And she just was very, very sweet and very appreciative of the time that we talked over the phone about the concept and discovery. And this was a skincare brand. So she goes, you know, I just want to thank you for your time and your expertise. So let me know your skin type and I'm gonna send you a box.
Oh,
And I was like, oh, that's just literally the nicest thing.
that's so nice.
So nice. I mean, it's like it's good gesture and like such a good faith um thing to do, just to, yeah, again, say thank you. I mean, to them it's easy to gift product,
Yeah.
and it's a huge value to somebody who might be interested in that, right? Which I
Yeah.
am. I have a soft spot for skincare. So I just thought it was so nice.
That's
Like,
so sweet.
yeah.
Yeah. Because most don't give you any gifts. If it's not moving forward, it's not moving forward.
Hmm.
So they really,
And I
thought
feel
about
like that was really a a show of good faith that
it.
if
Mhm.
something were to happen, she's, you know, showing me that we could still work together and like keeping the relationship. And
Mhm.
see, it's just like dating. Okay. Like, thank you so much for your time. I really enjoyed our our date. You know, send me a bouquet.
He's a box of chocolate.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. I think a lot of times the receiving gifts is definitely like a nice um love language from client. And I will say this, as long as it's not part of the payment. Like it's an
Yes.
add-on. Like they
Ye-
sincerely want to give this to you.
yes. And I think oh, maybe we can scratch this topic open a little bit, because I don't want to count it out fully, because there are times when, like, if you value something that they could give you that much for that to equate cash to you, you
Mhm.
know, like it's your choice. It's anybody's choice to say, yeah, I would be okay taking this for that value.
Mhm.
But I do think it's a little bit not so good if that is part of like a negotiation
Yeah.
right out of the gate. Like, oh,
Yeah.
this is what we want to do, and what we can offer is 80% paid with product. And it's like,
I can't pay bills with perfume. Sorry.
yeah. We are veering into the wrong episode, but we're
Yeah.
hmm, feel good topics today.
Yeah. I think I mean you probably I've gotten quite a lot of gifts for events, specifically when it's like when there's like an influencer event, because they're already giving out so many free stuff to the influencers, you might as well give it to you. So that's actually really, really nice. But sometimes it's just like sometimes that I actually really like this. Like if they want me to do a sample, I only do sample if I know that it's moving forward. And sometimes these samples are like very high value. And I've gotten sample, it's like a total, because I looked it up, the price tag, total of 1,000, probably even more, $1,000. It was like for traveling bags. And they never asked for it back. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah. That is such a perk.
Yeah.
And whether they meant to give it to you as a gift consciously or just like, oh, this stock doesn't matter to us.
Yeah.
Either way, we appreciate it. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Yeah. Because, like, if it's a sample, I'm going to put my name if you don't say anything.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's funny you mentioned influencer events because sometimes, like, okay, first of all, Vancouver doesn't get all that much action in the influencer world, right? But I always hear about bigger cities like Toronto and around the US having like influencer events or like just like higher uh what's the word I'm looking for? Like more press, more media exposure type
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
That they just like very lavish with the things that are given out, and I'm always like, what's that like? Because I have to like fight for a sample sometimes even to work on or and I always hear about bigger cities with like multiple samples and then just like this whole thing sent to your house and then like you can keep it all and I'm like, oh, I can't even ask for a sample, and the times I get a sample I have to bring them to the store and then not leave without them.
Yeah. And then they
Not
became
leave with
like,
them,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot. What did you get?
Sometime. Well, I mean, it's happened to me only a few times where a sample could be kept by me. And I'm always so shocked. I'm shocked. And I'm like, what do you mean oh, this is mine. I always err on the assumption that I can't have it.
Yeah, same, of course. Until like they actually offer, like, did you get any gifts? Did you get any of these products? I'm like, oh no. I'm just like, oh, hold on, let me just give it. It's really nice. Like when you're,
Yeah.
because sometimes I guess also like especially with lipsticks, people always ask me what shade of lipsticks are you wearing, and I even though if I'm not wearing that client's lipstick, I'd have to say it is from them.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
No
like
kidding.
I learned that because I actually had no idea. Because I think I had like a one of the event planners so like you should just say that it's from this brand because I'm like, oh, I had no idea that I was supposed to
It's
say
like,
that.
oh, which shade? I
I
don't
don't
remember.
remember what it's called. I just put it on. And yeah, sometimes it's makeup, sometimes it's clothes, sometimes it's bags. It's just really nice that we get to keep it,
Yes.
to
Yeah,
keep
it's so
them.
nice.
Mm.
The best part is when it's just like a total bonus and
Yeah.
it's not a sample that you worked on and got to keep. It's just a total bonus on site.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just it's a lovely gesture, and thank you for all the clients that do that to
Yeah.
us. To us artists, we feel it. We appreciate it.
We appreciate it. Absolutely.
Uh,
What's another love language? Act of service. Oh, being fed.
oh yeah,
Being fed.
food.
Yeah,
Thank
food.
you.
Do you have dietary restriction? Oh, thank you for asking.
That's an act of service and words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Do you have any allergies? What would you prefer? I'm like,
Mm.
oh my God, I'm getting food at all
Like I'm being fat. I don't have to eat my granola bars.
in the sad corner in the bathroom. uh, so nice.
Yeah.
When I work at weddings, to this day, I still don't expect food, but I'm learning that I should expect food. That as a wedding vendor that's working through the reception, you should expect food.
Oh, you know that.
If you're working throughout the dinner hours and you're just there the whole time, you should at least get a vendor meal. And it doesn't have to be the equivalent of like a guest meal, but just a plate of sustenance. But it's still so nice, even when I know I should theoretically expect it,
Mhm.
it's still so nice to be like, hey, oh, did you get any dinner? Oh, let me go grab you a plate.
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
struggle to eat while I'm working, but it's nice if you could, because sometimes it's weddings or private events are usually at night, and
Mhm.
sometimes it's like a second event of the day. I don't get to eat the whole day, and it's just like it's nice to like eat and not
Yeah,
faint.
and you're not like packing a healthy dinner with you
Yeah,
between things. That's just it's very hard. We
yeah.
already pack lunches for our children. Who has the energy to make another for ourselves?
Yeah.
Um, so yeah,
Yeah.
being fed.
Being
Amazing.
said,
I
what else?
have a good one.
Mm.
That's an active service.
Mhm.
Oh, is it an active service? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Um, when you've been hired through an agency before,
Mhm.
and then the second time you get hired, the client comes back to you directly without the agency because
No
they're
middleman.
just like, no middleman. And they're
Yeah.
just like, oh, we really loved working with you. So I just thought I'd email you directly.
Yes. Yes. I think that's really nice.
Ah.
Yeah. And obviously, honestly, I think there's nothing wrong with that. Like if they really like you, they'll find you.
They'll find you.
They'll
And
find you.
if it's easier to work with you directly, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I feel like that's really a love language. It's like getting off the dating app, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'll just text you directly. Like, why are we chatting in the app still?
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
I'm just determined to make the analogy.
It's like, why do we need to go through the middleman?
Yeah.
When I already have your contact, you know?
Right. Right.
Yeah. Um, and that actually, I think that kind of also happened to me. Actually, no, never mind. What kind of sort of? So, because sometimes like the company is like so big, they have like different people that deals with different stores and like regions and
Hmm.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Um, and I think it's nice when they want to hire you again as you see it on the spot. And I guess this is kind of like an act of service. I'm not sure if they just met you, even though someone else hired you, like someone else on the floor. I just met you, and then they're like, "Oh, do you have availability on this and that date?" And they just want to book you right away. I think that's
Hmm.
really nice too. Like um,
Hello.
yeah.
That is the opposite of he's just not that into you. This is like he's really into you.
Yeah, I'm really into you. Let's keep moving forward. Let's
Yeah. Can we just talk about the third and fourth and fifth date too?
yeah. Like I usually book way ahead of time, and this is me doing that. So please let me know. And then they
What?
look at my calendar like,
No.
what about this date? That one doesn't
Telisa,
have any blue.
just open your work calendar right now. Anima, book myself. Here, 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 here.
Just put our name there.
Oh my god.
um
Well, yes. Look, we are giving out free dating advice too here today. If you're interested, just show you're interested. Okay.
yeah.
Um did you want to share another one or should I?
Um I think also I guess it's kind of relevant to being
Mhm.
referred, like when the client is happy to recommend you to other clients even though they're like a completely different brand, completely different company, completely different parent company. I think that's really nice too.
Yeah.
It's like they
They're
don't feel like they're hugging you as the artist.
I think good clients, good people, they take pride in referring people.
Yeah.
You know, they're like, "Oh, I know this girl. She did really well for us today." And then they just send your name around. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
That's a love language. Yeah.
Mhm.
Spread the
There's
word for you.
there's definitely more trust when s- a client has, you know, use your service, and then
Hmm.
they're more than happy, because that happens quite often. Um, and I think that's the beauty of being a freelancing, running your own. Like you don't have to, like you can just like, yeah, I can work with any clients, as opposed to like, if you have a boss, like, oh wait, I have to talk to my like agent or whatnot, and then like, no, they just want to deal with you like directly sometimes. So
And sometimes they don't understand that we have that freedom.
mhm.
Sometimes they're like, "Oh, do you work with an agency?" And they feel they feel scared.
Like you don't want
Like,
to like,
yeah, yeah, step on anybody's toes. Well,
yeah,
can we just book
exactly.
you directly? Can you do you work with other companies? Should I even
Yeah,
ask? But yeah, that happens. That
that
happens a
happens.
lot,
Happens.
with or without us knowing. So if you meet a client who does that for you, you are in a healthy relationship.
So like there's no one like, controlling you or anything. So we can
Mhm.
work together. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
No, yeah, sure.
Um, Another good one, I think as artists, we really value having input
Yeah.
on the actual artwork.
Yeah.
Um, so sometimes clients hiring us will say like, "Oh, we're kind of just brainstorming the
Mhm.
concept and we're really looking to see if you can give us some ideas or expertise on like how do you foresee this going the best way possible,
Mhm.
given like these are the restraints that we have, constraints that we have, and ooh, restraints. Um, constraints that we have, and yeah, just want your input to like really make the event successful. What about this concept? What about that theme? This motif that we want to paint, do you think that's doable? Like giving us that room to brainstorm with them. That's so it's so nice to be involved in that stage.
It's like you're sitting on the same table as them, in the breathing period. So that's really nice
Yeah. I
to
and
do.
like that and I feel like it's pretty rare for me. What about you?
Very rare. I don't know if that, I can't remember if that has ever happened. I mean, I think most of the time they already have a very set um idea that you
Mhm.
want to do, and then you kind of like, you do have that, sometimes have that creative freedom of like coming up with the design, but sometimes they like, they just are like, yeah, I just want you to do like such and such flowers, but like
Mhm.
you can do whatever you want in terms of like the style, but we want you to do it in this specific color.
Mm.
So I think it's like kind of
Yes.
like 80% and 20% your input, but
Yeah.
never like
Yeah.
100%.
It's kind of like a loose brief, but you get the freedom of interpreting it how
Yeah.
you want,
Yeah.
which is amazing. I think that's so. I wish more clients would do that.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's also because like we're in Canada, so we're usually like kind of like the last country to like run um an
the
active event.
activation. Yeah, yeah.
So our stuff is usually copied off another market.
It's already
So
been tested.
yeah, it's already been tested and done, like don't change anything. Yeah, so that's probably one of the reasons why we rarely ever get that opportunity to be 100% in the briefing phase.
Hmm.
So
And that could be like small or big, right? It doesn't have to be
mhm,
as conceptual as like, oh, we just want to be artists, but tell us what your favorite thing is to do, and then we'll go from there. It doesn't have to be that big,
mhm,
but like you said, just a little bit of freedom to interpret things, or maybe like, oh, where do you think we should display that? Oh, I actually normally do this and this, and then they
mhm,
go, oh, actually, yeah, that's a great idea. I'll just
mhm.
we'll do what you prefer. It's just like a show of them being flexible and including your ideas and opinions and expertise, I think is so nice, so
Yeah.
important. That's like a really, I think it's a very healthy green flag to be like,
Very
yeah,
healthy green
this
flag.
one's a keeper.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Do you have any other love language
Mm,
you want to share?
um, I think. Well, okay. Here's another one. This is words of affirmation.
Oh.
um, this is when, and I've heard this from many artists, where like a store will say like, "Oh, I'm so glad to find out it's you. Like we requested you. You are our favorite." That kind of talk. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
When you come back to the store and they're happy to find out it's you, because sometimes they don't get direct control over which artist comes
Yeah.
to that store. All they can say is like, "Oh, we want this and this person," and it's like an application they have to file with corporate, and then
Mhm.
hopefully they get what they want,
Yeah.
or they ask for a specific activation. And when they do get what they want, and I show up, and they're like, "Oh, I'm so happy to find out it's you."
Oh.
And that's so nice.
Oh.
A lot of nice words of affirmation. Say this to your artists. And I know there's people out there who experience the same things. So
Let them know how
you,
much you appreciate them.
yeah, if you love them, just
Yeah,
say it.
just say it. We love to hear it. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Did we share all of them? Did we say okay? So acts of service,
yeah.
words of affirmation, and gifts. Yeah, we
Gifts.
covered it all.
Lots of gifts. Yeah. I think overall, I don't know if there's any like actionable advice on this because these are the things
No.
that kind of happen. But I think generally when get having that good relationship um is it also stems from like having having the skills and the professionalism and the proficiency um in performing the job. So that's how you get that love language expressed to you. And
Yeah.
right, and I think
It's like a report card sometimes.
exactly, it's this is the verbal report card that you get. When people say it about like dream clients but they've never really worked with them, like is it really dream clients when you've never really worked with them?
Hmm.
How it feels, yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Actually,
So
yeah, that's a good point. You might think something of a brand, or even a working situation with, like, let's say weddings. You've never done them, but you think you want to get into them or something like that.
mhm.
Um, and we have preconceived ideas
Yes, yes.
about those clients, or industries, and then you just have to do it to find out. And sometimes who you thought was going to be a dream client may turn out to be full of red flags,
Yeah.
and it's okay to let them go.
Okay. Yeah,
So
to
yeah,
not.
and you'll really find out through experience who your ideal customer is, and what that looks like, and what you really value. Actually, yeah, that's the way to really think about this topic, is like our takeaways. It ends up being like, for me, it's feeling valued,
Mhm.
feeling like I'm part of the process, part of the conversation. That makes me feel like, that gives me a lot of fulfillment.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, like it's a chance to get to know yourself, and like what's important to you,
Exactly.
and what you want more of from your clients going forward, and how do you attract that, or how do you keep the good clients around that aren't um that are like toxic. Or you find that your best clients, or not best clients, your biggest clients are the clients that you complain most about. That's not good.
Yeah,
You want to find out like who are your ideal clients and how do we get more of them, and then like cut out the other stuff.
exactly. Who do you feel like you're aligned to
Yeah,
more?
thank you, alignment, thank
Yeah,
you.
alignment. And yeah, I think and it does take time to know that. I certainly didn't know a lot of things. When you come into this industry, like you don't know what is good, what is not, what is ugly, or what like works out, and then what are the green flags and the red flags and whatnot. But like these things come with experience,
Yes.
and we're sharing it with you. Like this is how we start feeling like being valued, you're being referred to, you're being recommended,
Mhm.
all that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, if you're seeing all these green flags, good for you. We're very happy because that's what we want more of in our
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
And if you're not experiencing these, time to cut the bad clients out.
Yeah, and just keep going and you will get there.
Yeah. Sometimes you might have to kiss a few frogs. Sorry.
To get the things. Mm.
I'm sorry. Thank you for putting up with my love episode.
Well, our next episode is gonna be sort of the opposite.
We're gonna be
um
talking about the frogs.
we're gonna talk about the frogs. And yeah, so thank you for listening to this episode. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Event Ready Podcast. I mean, sorry, Event Ready Pod. Isabel, where how can people find you?
Only on Instagram. I'm at Isabel Dusman. That's Dusmann.
You spelled it correctly this time.
Last time Talisa's like, you spelled your own name wrong. I'm like, oh no. Damn it. Okay. And what about Talisa? Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Roseanne Art, RoeSseinAnArt, and I'm also on my website, Roseanne Art. Yeah, so we will see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Yay, bye.